don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through that, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always
And now, Mike's thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, Tua is set to make a comeback this week. Tua has been practicing all week, and he has been looking fairly decent. Now, there's been articles, there's been people upset that he is even attempting to make a comeback. First things first, we do not own Tua's life. Tua doesn't care what we think or anybody else thinks. The only thing he thinks about is himself, and his family, and his teammates. He doesn't care about media or you sports bloggers or Wayne G for that matter. When I say Wayne G, I'm not calling him out to single him out. I'm calling him out because he said that Tua would rather, quote, die than wear a Guardian cap. Then wear a Guardian cap. For those of people that don't know, a Guardian cap is about a 2-inch pad that goes on top of your helmet. It is supposed to take more of the impact than, directly on helmet. And in thought process, in your theory mind, it does work. It does make sense. But, Wayne G, you fail to understand that the point of a helmet, the reason why it is a hard plastic helmet, is so it can skip. So it can skip and take off less blow, right? When you get a Guardian cap, there's no skip. It's this thick pad with some, I don't even know what's on top of it, but it's cloth that doesn't slide. Our high school has it, and I refuse to they're like, make your kids wear. I'm like, no, this is dumb. It's stupid. But that's besides the point. The reason why the Guardian caps are dumb, in my opinion, and asinine, is because you are taking away the integrity of the helmet. Your helmet's designed to skip. It is not designed to get stuck there, right? That's where most of the concussions happen, is not the actual impact. It is the boom, right? It's the sudden stop. It's the sudden jolt. And when you don't allow a helmet to skip, you are putting more of that sudden jolt on your helmet or like on your head and on your neck and on your body. Some of the worst concussions that I've seen is people get hit in the chest. Not in the head, not in the neck, but in the chest. Straight helmet in the chest, bam, right? Instant stop on the back of on the turf. It sucks. It is ugly, ugly, ugly. So, Tua is going to make a comeback this week, preferably, or it should be this week. Tua is not going to wear a Guardian cap. So Wayne G and the rest of the media out there, stop saying that Tua's putting his life at risk because he's not wearing a Guardian cap. Stop it. Guardian caps are stupid, they're dumb, and they're asinine. For those of you that know sports, whatever, the Guardian caps are dumb. I understand. Science, Buck. Well, science, my logical brain says it doesn't work because I'm a logical person. F science. Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron.
grind. We going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off. Get it hype, this man, our sport talk. Yeah, yeah. From the quarterback to the lineman. Everybody bringing heat. You don't really want to try them. Hey, hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buccaneers here with the Man Hour. Sort of head to manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page. We got this nice, clean merch. Why is the camera being all Wookiee today? Stop being focused. So, get some merch over there at manhourradio.com. Of course, you got some blog sections, but most importantly, guys, we got a Discord section. If you'd like to talk some shit and getting tired of getting banned on Facebook like myself, head over to the Discord and talk all this shit that you want. We have surpassed 110 people over there on the old Discord, and we're trying to get up there. We're trying to get people over there to the Discord so you can talk some shit and have some fun. We also stream games over there on the Discord as well. So if you are into the NFL realm there, and you are a fan of, let's say, the Raiders, and they're never on national TV, bada bing, bada boom, I'm streaming the Raiders game over there for you. Why? Because my man Jim and John are pigskin pundits, and they get what they want. They get what they want over there at this, over there on the old Discord. Speaking of, but guys, we do got a great show for you today. Lost my train, ain't a thought. It is Overreaction Tuesday on here on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. We're going to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Is their postseason aspirations over? Chris Godwin goes down. Is their postseason aspirations over? We're going to talk about the 49ers. The Super Bowl window is shut. We got to talk about that. We got to talk about that. And we got to talk about the Las Vegas Raiders. Yet another starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders this season. Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? But the title segment of today's show is the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens are back on top. But are they the best team? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about that. All that and much, much more, guys, coming up here on the Man Hour today. But before we get too excited, we got to welcome some people into the chat. We got to welcome the woman, the myth, the legend herself. Miss Laura Johnson-Hedrick is in the chat. She says, good afternoon, y'all. Good afternoon to you well as Laura. Hope you're having a grand old day. Laura is quickly becoming an everydayer here. She's here each and every day at 2:30 East Coast time right here on the Man Hour. And she says, I look forward to the show every day. Hopefully I'm not too much of a bother. Laura, you're a Vikings fan, so that's positive. You are an NFL fan. There's positive number 2. You are not a bother. The only bother here is John. Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. Everybody is welcome here, guys, on this beautiful Man Hour show. We are live every Monday through Friday, 2:30 East Coast time. But I got to ask you guys a quick question. Do we want to extend it to 2 hours? I've been toying with the idea. I've been reaching out to some family members and whatnot, and they said, you know what? Do it. Why not? So in the comments below, guys, I want you guys to say, do we want to do a 2-hour show or not? We will start an hour earlier, start at 1:30 East Coast time instead of 2:30 East Coast time. Still go to 3:30, but let me know. Do you guys want to do a 2-hour show or not? Let me know in the comments below. Got my man Mark D in the chat today as well. Mark D says, what up, Buck? What up, Mark D? What up? Mark D and I, along with Hoffy, will be doing the Week 8 NFL preview show. As always, guys, Saturday night here at 9 p.m. East Coast time. So be sure to tune into that on Saturday after hours. So it is a good time over there. But Jim Powell says, Tua is too dumb now to decide this. He can't even sign his own name on a check in 10 years. So My opening rant was Tua and not wearing the Guardian cap. Basically, Wayne G wrote a article, I believe it's on stadiumrant.com, saying that Tua is stupid for not wearing the Guardian cap. He's basically having a death sentence, right? And I said the Guardian cap is stupid. And Jim Powell's like, you know what? Tua can't decide for himself. He needs a power of attorney. Tua needs a power of attorney. I don't know. Laura says when you get hit in the chest, because those are some of the worst concussions that I've seen is actual chest shots, not head shots. She says it definitely takes your breath away for sure. So me personally, one of my worst concussions was I delivered a blow to a guy because I was a strong safety. I came up flying down as I should, and I was a little high, and the running back lowered, hit right below my shoulder pads, right below the bottom, the sternum there, right between the sternum and the abs, and it definitely took my breath away. And the minute I did this, poof, like I don't know, if my chin knocked myself out, but I was stiff, I was blacked out, and hit the ground before I even knew it. So that was the worst concussion that I've ever had, and definitely lost control of the old bowels and old poopy pants. Old poopy pants. John Peoples is in the chat, says, Pigskin Pundits, get you some if you dare. Yes, sir. Be like John, click on that subscribe button below, become a Pigskin Pundit. Jim says, let's talk about Mike Webster. After a storied career as one of the most prolific centers ever, never made it to his kid's birthday after addiction and puking in the bucket in a flea bag hotel. NFL's rough, man. Actually, life in general is rough, Jim. So I don't care if you're a line worker at GM. I don't care if you are a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Life is rough. And many people have addictive personalities. And whether that addiction is cocaine, whether that addiction is Coca-Cola, whether that addiction is being here on Man Hour each and every day, everybody has some type of addiction, and it's just the people around you that can make or break you. Let's just be honest. So, I mean, yeah, it definitely sucks that he didn't make it to the kid's birthday party, but he didn't have people around him. So, like, I don't know his story. I don't want to speak on it, but it definitely sucks. Mark Lewis is in the chat today. He says, let go. Let's go, Mark. Let's go. John says, do 2 hours. Mark says, do 2 hours. James Frank says 2 hours. Yes, please. Sign me up. Laura says 2 hours. Good Lord. You guys want to do? Okay, we'll do 2 hours. Starting Monday, we'll do 2 hours. Actually, maybe tomorrow. I know. It depends how the night goes. Maybe 2 hours. Definitely do 2 hours. Let's start it tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll start doing 2 hours. James Frank says, story about how people poop their pants is always a great way to start. James, seriously though, like, that was by far the most scariest concussion, and like the scariest I have ever been. I was like a junior in high school, and like I was out, stiff as a rock, right? So this was back in 2003 when we knew very, very little about concussions, like at all, right? So I'm stiff. This is all on film. I'm stiff. I get up. I walk back to the huddle, clearly not myself, because we're wearing white pants and got a big old poop stain right in the old pooper, right? I call the play, whatever, make the tackle on the next play. It's fourth down. I walk over to the sideline, and I remember the coach saying, where are you? I'm like, I don't know, man. Why? What's up? He's like, you're fine. So definitely would have been, but yeah, definitely pooped and peed my pants in that game. Went and actually, after that series, went back up to the locker room, changed out, and came back out. Bada bing, bada boom. James Frank says, 4 years clean and sober of heroin and alcohol. Congratulations, James. Like, I know addiction is tough. Me personally, I've never done any drugs, never done cocaine or heroin or weed or anything, just like that. But congratulations, man. 4 years clean. That is definitely a big step in the right direction. So, yeah, man, congratulations. So you have a great support system, like it seems like, James, and very huge congratulations to James there, guys. Congratulations. Laura says she's 22 years clean from the bad stuff, and every day is a struggle. Wow. 22 years, Laura, clean and sober, and you're still struggling. That just shows you the power of addiction, right? That shows you how no matter what you do, 4 years clean like James, 22 years clean just like Laura, and it's always pulling on you. So it is. Jim says CTE is what I meant about Webster. That is what's caused that's what caused the addiction. Potentially. I don't know enough about CTE to really talk about it. I should probably do some more research because I probably have it. To be honest, man, I've had 4 big concussions in my life, and sometimes I forget some of the silly stuff, but I don't know. But I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, big congratulations to Laura and James there, guys, for being clean and sober for 4 years and 22 years, guys. That is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Big congratulations to you guys out there. But let's get into today's show. Let's get into today's show, and the title segment of today's show is the Baltimore Ravens, guys. The Baltimore Ravens came out last night. First quarter, they kind of shit the bed. Let's just be honest. They were down 10 points going into the second quarter, and then bada bing, bada boom, they took off. Took off to the moon, baby. And they reclaimed the first seed in the AFC North after a huge win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 41-31 last night over the Bucs. Now, Lamar Jackson had a great night last night. Threw for 281 yards, 5 tutties on just 22 pass attempts. What? Completing 17 of those. Also rushed for 52 yards as well. Derrick Henry ran for another $169 on 15 touches. So we got to ask the question. The question of the day is, are the Baltimore Ravens the best team in the NFL? Not only the best team in the AFC, if not the NFL. That is the question. Are the Baltimore Ravens the best team in the NFL/AFC, guys? And last night, it showed that they're a very, very dominant team. Last night, it showed that they have the potential to put up a lot of points. Last night, it showed that they are going to go to the moon. They're going to go as far as Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry takes them. So like I said last week, and I'll say it again. As of right now, the Baltimore Ravens are the best team in the AFC, if not the NFL. They have a well-balanced attack, and Todd Monken is calling great plays right now, and Lamar Jackson and the team is executing them at top notch. However, they have some flaws. They have some huge flaws. The defense is giving up a lot of points and yardage. And it's weird saying that the Baltimore Ravens defense sucks. Yeah, right now the Baltimore Ravens defense is not very good. They're giving up a lot of points and a lot of yardage. And yet again, they gave up a lot of points in the fourth quarter. 21 points to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 19 to the Cowboys, 14 to the Bengals, 13 to the Raiders. All in the fourth quarter. They're giving up a lot of fourth quarter points. At some point, guys, in this season, Lamar Jackson is going to have a bad game. At some point in this season, Derrick Henry is going to have a bad game. At some point in the season, the offense is going to have an off game. And when this happens, which happens to everybody, will the defense step up? When the offense struggles, will the defense step up? And that's what makes them that is what makes a good team a great team. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs. Offense is not doing well. Defense is playing great. Look at the Detroit Lions. Offense kind of struggled like a few games early in the season. The defense stepped up. Now, winning covers a lot of these flaws. When you win 41-31 versus a team like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, when you beat a team 31 or 32-23 like the Washington Commanders, people are looking at the positives. People are looking like, yeah, hey, this team's putting up a lot of points. Whatever, right? And they're saying, yeah, they are the best team. Yeah, right now, they are the best team. If they play the way they played last night versus the Kansas City Chiefs, versus the Detroit Lions, versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, versus the Green Bay Packers, they're going to win those games. But there's a caveat. When the offense starts to struggle, can the defense step up? And when you look at the schedule moving forward, the Ravens do play some great defensive teams. When you look at the schedule moving forward, they have 5 or 6 games versus top 10 defenses in the NFL. when they play these games versus the Broncos, versus the Steelers, versus the Cleveland Browns, is their offense going to struggle? And when they do struggle, is that defense going to step up? Now, the Broncos may not be a very good measuring stick. Their offense isn't very good as is. But when you play the Steelers, when you play a Browns team that is getting healthy and getting hungry, can you compete with those teams? Can you dominate those teams? Those 5 or 6 games, when they do play a top 10 defense, this will be telling how good the Baltimore Ravens can actually be. Actually, how good they are. The bright side of the season is the defense is struggling right now, and they do only play 2 offenses really worth a damn, right? They play the Texans on Christmas Day, and then they play the Eagles December 1st. They have time to get right. That could be a good thing, or it could be a bad thing. Bad thing is you only play 2 good defenses, and the playoffs come like, oh my God, what happened? But also, momentum is the killer. So, guys, I personally think right now, going into week 8 of this NFL season, that the Baltimore Ravens are the best team in the NFL. I think they are. What do you guys think? Are the Ravens the best team in the NFL? Jim Powell said, I thought you said Lamar was the devil. I did not say Lamar Jackson is the devil, but I do think Lamar Jackson is overrated. I do think Lamar Jackson has a ceiling that he consistently hits every year, and he can never break through that ceiling, right? Lamar Jackson puts up great numbers. What, 1,800 yards passing so far this season, has 12 touchdowns, which is first in the NFL. He puts up great numbers. He does great things, all in the regular season. The downfall of Lamar Jackson is Baltimore Ravens fan. Ant can't contest to this. Ant is a Baltimore Ravens fan, and he hates these people. They put Lamar Jackson up on this pedestal. He can never do no wrong. He is baby Buddha, baby Jesus, and people are going to say, oh, he did this right. He did this right. No, it was this, their fault, right? Just like what Aaron Rodgers did, but the Baltimore Ravens fan base does that. That is why Lamar Jackson is deemed, to me, overrated, overhyped, and the devil, right? He is a good player. He's a great athlete. He is probably a top 15, top 10 quarterback in the NFL. But break through that ceiling, and then we'll talk. Then we'll talk. But the question is, guys, are the Baltimore Ravens the best team in the AFC/NFL? James West says, nope. James West, I like it. And then he says, talk to me in the playoffs. Exactly. James West, you are spot on, my man. Year after year after year, Lamar Jackson puts up these MVP caliber numbers. Has 2 MVPs. What has he done in December and January? It pisses down the leg. Last year, they did make it to the conference championship game, but then they pissed down their leg. Let's just be honest. Let's change everything. We're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's abandon running the ball. Let's just throw for 80 times. Stupid. It's not Lamar Jackson's fault, I guess. And we can talk about that later. Laura Johnson says, slow it down, baby. Not yet. Still needs some improvement on both sides of the ball, in my opinion. Laura, I personally think right now the offense is playing probably as best as they can play. I don't know how the offense can get any better, to be honest. Putting up 41 points, 30 points here. What do you want from them? 50, 60 points, and Lamar Jackson go for 21 passing. I'm not for sure how much the offense can improve. Now, the defense, they got some shit to fix. The defense has some problems. The defense is kind of like, what is going on, right? The defense needs improve 100%. You are correct on that. They need to improve on the defensive side of the ball. Offensive side, I think they're okay. I think they're doing okay. James Frank says Ravens are tough, but not the best in the league. They're going to run Derrick Henry into the ground before the playoffs. Much respect to Henry. He is on track for 2,000 yards this season. And James, as I respect your opinion, And I think you are correct. Right now, they are using and abusing Derrick Henry. But at the same time, that's kind of why you brought him in in here for. You brought him in here to, quote, use and abuse him. Now, the Ravens do have a couple running backs coming back, right? Keaton Mitchell should be back in a few weeks after tearing his ACL. Ali should be back as well. But Justice Hill is starting to get a little bit more carries. Now, the last 2 games, Derrick Henry does have, 23 and 25 carries in this particular game. And Justice Hill has 4 to 5 carries. I anticipate moving forward that those carries will start to balance out a little bit. Come this grinding part of the season, the dog days of the NFL season, which I classify as weeks 8 through 12. I think those are the long parts of the NFL season. You will start to see those carries start to balance out a little bit more. And then week 13, 14, 15, 16, you'll start to see those carries get ramped back up. So, and if you listen to Coach Harbaugh, he did say that they anticipate Derrick Henry not touching the ball as much moving forward. So we'll see if he holds true to that word. But right now, James, you are spot on. They are a tough team, but they're going to run Derrick Henry into the ground if they do keep at this pace. 25 touches in a game is tough for even the youngest backs, and he's a little long in the tooth, as they like to say. James West says, I'm done with Baltimore's regular season. They're always good in the regular season. They are. They're always good in the regular season, James. You are spot on. For whatever reason, MVP caliber of play, year after year after year from Lamar Jackson. They win 12, 13 games in the regular season, postseason, bada bing, bada boom. I don't know how to play football no more. Tree over here at youtube.com/manhour says exactly what happens in the playoffs last year. They just stalled out. Chiefs know how to win, however ugly. And Tree, thank you for your comment, by the way. But I don't think that the Chiefs beat the Baltimore Ravens last season in the playoffs. The Baltimore Ravens beat themselves. When you go from running the ball 30 plus times in a game to rushing the ball 10 times in a game, that is self-inflicted wounds. That is bad play calling, bad coaching, bad execution. So I think the Ravens really self-inflicted their own loss last season for the Kansas City Chiefs. Niemond, what's your value pick to win the Super Bowl in 2024? Super Bowl predictions will be Kansas City Chiefs versus the Green Bay Packers. Tree says the regular season schedule is tough. It could help them be playoff ready. See, and I disagree with that. So as they do have a tougher schedule, it's still kind of middle of the pack as far as winning percentages across the NFL. And truth be told, you don't really want a tough schedule on the back half of the season, right? You want a tough schedule, from about week 3 to about week 15, but 16, 17, 18, give me some easy games. Give me layup games. Give me a little bit of get right games. It is a long season. If you're not ready by week 18, you're not going to win in the playoffs. What's up, buddy? It's your Canadian fan, Mr. Not Interested. What are we talking about today? The Broncos going to go down soon? We are not talking about the Denver Broncos today, unfortunately. We're talking about the Raiders. We'll talk about the 49ers and the Buccaneers moving forward. We're talking about them. What's your pick in the Grey Cup? I haven't been watching much CFL, unfortunately. Mark Lewis says Kansas City is Henry's kryptonite. Since 2018, he averaged about 98 yards over 6 years and 5 touchdowns. That's tough. I did not realize that. 98 yards a game is still pretty decent, but 5 tutties in 6 years, that's kind of tough as well. Mark, for the record, I don't think the Chiefs played the Titans in the playoffs like that one year that everybody thought they they were going to go to the Super Bowl, right? And the Chiefs beat them. And then I think they maybe played twice after that. So, yeah, it's over six years, but that's only like 3 games, isn't it? Like, I could be wrong, but I don't think they've played very much, to be honest. James West says the Chiefs are the best team until someone else wins the Super Bowl. Spoke on this yesterday, James, and I think the Chiefs are the most dangerous team, hands down. But right now, the best team is the Ravens. As a Chiefs fan, right there's my Chiefs Kingdom fan. My back-to-back flags right over there. Pandas Cricket says, good luck to all the teams and go Raiders. We'll be talking about the Raiders coming up here at Pandas Cricket, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. Tree says Chiefs are most likely to win, but not the best. Still the team to beat for sure, 100%. Regular season says James, Lamar Jackson's always great. He is. Tree says Chiefs know how to play the possession game. That is so important. The Chiefs are well coached. And they know how to win football games. They may not be ugly. They may not be flashy like they were in 2017, but defense wins championships. James Frank says Lamar ain't pulling Jared Goff throwing perfect game. Exactly. Jim Powell says Derrick Henry spends $250,000 a year on nutrition. Run the hell out of him. Use him and abuse him. You signed him, use him and abuse him, right? James Fake. Keaton Mitchell's a bad man. Keaton Mitchell came out of nowhere like last year. 100%, James. And then Manny Black says the Chiefs got the rest on their side. No, they don't. We can talk about that. 49ers are cooked. Mark Lewis says held him to 82 yards in that game and 43 the last one, and it's 5 games. Okay. I didn't realize the Chiefs played Titans that much. But damn, that's good. And Ken Dunway's in the chat. What's up, Ken? He's a new follower over here at facebook.com/Manor. Says, no, their defense sucks and lost to the Kansas City Chiefs and the Raiders. They did. Week 1, they did lose to the Kansas City Chiefs. Week 2, they did give up 2 10-point leads to the Las Vegas Raiders. But since then, they won 5 games in a row. Since then, their offense has been well over 30 points every game. Offense is clicking. The defense is not very good. But to determine that, let's talk about the NFL MVP race. Because we've been talking about how great the Ravens offense has been. Yesterday, I told you that I think Jared Goff is the best quarterback in the NFL. But after last night's performance from Lamar Jackson, has he took over the frontrunner spot of the MVP? Is now he the favorite to win MVP in the 2024 NFL season? So guys, Lamar Jackson puts up good numbers as normal. Ever since he's come into the league, besides his rookie year, he has been putting up fairly good numbers, both in the air and on the ground. So far this season, he has 1,800 yards passing, which is 5th in the NFL. He has 15 touchdowns, which is tied for 2nd, and he has a QBR of 74.3, which is 2nd in the NFL as well. Also, guys, he has 455 yards on the ground so far this season. So when we look at the MVP front runner, do we have to give it to Lamar Jackson, or is it Jared Goff, or is it somebody else? And truth be told, guys, it is somebody else. The reason is because Lamar Jackson is not even the MVP on his own team. When you look at the MVP, it's the most valuable player. Now, don't get it twisted. If Lamar Jackson does go down, the Baltimore Ravens will not be a 13-14 win team. However, they will still run the hell out of the ball. However, they will still complete a lot of passes. Their scoring might be down a little bit, but they will still be a decent team. The MVP on the Ravens is clearly Derrick Henry. He is stealing the show. 873 yards on the ground so far this season, which is 1st in the NFL. 8 touchdowns to go along with a 6.5 yards per carry average. So guys, stop with this Lamar Jackson MVP talk. He has had a good 5-game stretch. I get it. So is Jared Goff. I get it. But Lamar Jackson is not even the MVP on his own team. It's Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is the most valuable player on the Baltimore Ravens. So guys, in the comments below, is Lamar Jackson the front runner of the MVP, or is it somebody else? Is Lamar Jackson going to win the MVP? Me personally, I'm going to say no. Definitely not going to be a back-to-back MVP winner this season. Lamar Jackson is good. He's great. Puts up good numbers. Just not better than Jared Goff. Just not better than Derrick Henry. Hell, there's somebody out there that's a rookie that could be, I don't know, Jaden Daniels. Let's not sleep on that man. It just depends like if he plays. So, guys, is Lamar Jackson the front runner of the MVP? James Frank says, nope. Jared Goff 2024, baby. Jared Goff is playing some damn good football. Casey Morgan says they lost to the Chiefs by a toe. Man, that was a big toe. Mark Lewis said Goff should be number 1 and Jackson should be number 2, in my opinion. And to be honest, Mark, I think you're right. Jared Goff should be number 1. And then it's probably Jaden Daniels. And then it's Derrick Henry. And then probably 5 or 6 would be Lamar Jackson. Hell, Brock Bowers might be higher than Lamar Jackson too, we'll be honest. And Derek says that bomb was very impressive by Lamar. Yeah, he threw 2 great deep balls last night. And honestly, Derek, that's not Lamar Jackson's downfall. He throws a really, really good deep ball. The downfall of Lamar Jackson is those medium intermediate passes. He's not very accurate on those medium passes. So, but yeah, that was a beautiful deep ball. Nice spiral. The nose went down right into who was it? It wasn't Zay Flowers. I can't remember who caught it, but it was a beautiful pass. Beautiful pass. Jerry Cole says nope. Lamar Jackson MVP? Nah. James West says, hear me out. Jaden Daniels. James West, I see your Jaden Daniels. Not only rookie of the year, but MVP. Give it to me, baby. And Jerry Cole with the Steelers black and gold here. I assume that's the Steelers. All right, Jerry Cole. We see you, big guy. We see you. Codename Kid Next Door says Patrick freaking Mahomes. Enough said. Codename Next Door. Patrick Mahomes is not having an MVP caliber season. MVP is the best player on your team, a team that, like, a player that elevates the play of the rest of his players. And Patrick Mahomes does do that. He does find a way to win. He is the MVP of the Kansas City Chiefs. But let's just be honest. If the Chiefs right now were not 6-0, if they were 2-4, if they were 3-6, we would be talking right here, should Patrick Mahomes be benched? Should the Chiefs figure out what's wrong with Patrick Mahomes? This, and this, right? There'd be a lot of chatter, but the fact that they're 6-0, winning cures all. Patrick Mahomes is playing bad football right now, codename Kid Next Door. Patrick Mahomes is playing some very, very bad football. 6 touchdowns to 9 interceptions, and they're not even good interceptions. They're ugly interceptions. And he is just not playing good football. It's simple. Patrick Mahomes is not even the top 10 MVP right now. Laura Johnson says, nope, not MVP material this season. Casey Morgan, not a front runner. Not a front runner. Who is Casey? Who is your MVP front runner? Is it Jared Goff? Is it Derrick Henry? Is it somebody else? William Metheny says MVP front runner is Lamar Jackson. He says, stop sleeping on the man. Back-to-back MVPs is coming. He's coming. William, he is having a good season. I will give you that. He is having a great season. But MVP, not even on his own team, I feel. Derek says Brock Bowers for Rookie of the Year. Probably. With Jacoby Myers out, Devontae Adams out, right? Going back to Gardner, potential Desmond Ridder as a quarterback. Brock Bowers is going to get a lot of touches. A lot of touches. James Frank says, no, Derek, that's Daniel's award. Probably. James West says this is his MVP voting. It should go Jaden Daniels, Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes, Derrick Henry, and then Darnold. I'm sorry, but for presuming Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is definitely having a great season. Great season. James West also says, question, do we give Chris Jones some love? Nope, you never give defensive tackles love, because a defensive tackle is doing his job when his name is not in the headlines. When he's up there taking out the blocks and letting the linebackers run free, he's doing his job. That is why defensive tackles, when you evaluate them, you don't look at tackles or sacks or tackles for loss. You have to sit there and actually watch the film, educate yourself, and see how many hands he has on them each and every play. Chris Jones is arguably the best defensive front player in the NFL right now, but he's never going to get no love because he's not out there getting 15 sacks a game or like a season. He's just not. And also, he does take plays off. Casey Morgan says Jaden Daniels is a MVP. Mark Lewis, bringing up facts here, said the Chiefs are playing team football, not individual football stats. Stats don't matter to us. Lombardi does, but Goff and Henry seem to be feasible as an MVP. Jerry Cole says TJ Watt's the only MVP. Literally, he gets it every year stat-wise, but tend to rob us and tell us because he's too great. This is the reason why defensive players do not get MVPs, Jerry Cole. It is not because they're too great or because their stats are not good enough, but right now, MVP award in the NFL period is the best quarterback on the best team award. That's just the way it is. Last season, Lamar Jackson won it. Didn't have the best stats, but he was the quarterback on the best team. It is what it is. It's the quarterback on the best team award. They should change it to quarterback on the best team award. Change it to the QVT. Quarterback very best team. I don't know. Laura says, and Sammy, we trust. Sam Darnold is having a great season. He is having a great season. Mark Lewis says Watt could be there, but he got his 100th sack this season and continues to be a monster. TJ Watt is a beast. TJ Watt is a beast. I will give you that, Mark. TJ and who else said that? Was it Jerry Cole? TJ Watt is a beast. He's a dog. Pittsburgh Steelers are dogs. They are dogs. They are dogs. They're dogs. But guys, it is Tuesday. It is Tuesday, and that means one thing and one thing only. It's time for Overreaction Tuesday. That's right, guys. So every Tuesday, I scour the old interwebs, and I see what the people are talking about. I see what the people are saying, see what the people are discussing, and we're going to determine if it's an overreaction, like, yeah, you need to slow it down, people, or if it's not an overreaction, like, yeah, you know what, we agree with that. So it is very, very simple. Oh, we can overreact to it, or we do not need to overreact to it because it is going to happen. It is time to panic, right? And DBA says Travis Hunter for MVP. Travis Hunter isn't playing for the rest of the season, from what I hear. But guys, it is Overreaction Tuesday. Play along in the comments below. Determine whether the statement is an overreaction or if it's an underreaction. Like you agree with it. So the first things first, over here on Overreaction Tuesday, we're going to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers did suffer the loss last night to the Baltimore Ravens. 42-30 was the final. But most importantly, guys, the Bucs lost wide receiver Chris Godwin to a dislocated ankle the last minute of the game. He should probably miss the rest of the season. I haven't heard any reports one way or the other, but I'm assuming probably in the next few days we'll hear that he's on IR and season-ending IR. Dislocated ankle is a very, very tough injury to come back from. But guys, is it an overreaction to say that the Buccaneers' postseason hopes are now all over with the loss of Chris Godwin? So when we look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Buccaneers dropped to 4-3 on the season. They are now second in the NFC South behind the Atlanta Falcons. They do play the Atlanta Falcons for the second time this season next week. They lost to the Atlanta Falcons back in Week 5, 36-30. So if they lose to the Falcons, there'll be basically a 2-game swing. They'll be back 2 games. Excuse me. Also, during that game, Mike Evans injured his hamstring again as well. really limiting that wide receiver core. Jarrett is also already on the IR. Now, after the Falcons, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers do play the Kansas City Chiefs, the San Francisco 49ers, and then they head into a bye week, and they have back-to-back road games versus the Giants and division foe, the Carolina Panthers. So, guys, is it an overreaction or a underreaction to say that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, all postseason hopes are now over with the Chris Godwin injury? Guys, this is not an overreaction. This is not an overreaction. It is time to panic in Tampa Bay. Not only is it time to panic, they need to hit the trade market now. They need to fill this wide receiver void right now. This is not an overreaction. Chris Godwin, guys, is the X factor on this team. He is the reason why Mike Evans has 100 career touchdowns receiving. He is the reason why Cade Otton had a great game last night versus the Baltimore Ravens. He is the reason why Baker Mayfield has been a top 10 quarterback the last 2 seasons. He is the reason why the Bucs have won a Super Bowl. The Bucs need to hit the trade market right now, and they need to hit it hard if they want to have a chance to compete in January. You cannot replace a player like Chris Godwin. You cannot replace his X factor ability, but they do need to find somebody that can that can attempt to try to fill that void. They do have 6 draft picks coming up in 2025 still. They have their 1 through 5 round picks and a 7th round pick as well. They currently do have a $10 million cap space. So there are players out there that they can go get with that $10 million cap space. DeAndre Hopkins would require pretty much that whole cap. Calvin Ridley, about the same. Jacoby Myers, about a $5 million cap hit. So they do have some room to play. They do have some room to go out there and get a receiver. But guys, is it an overreaction or underreaction with the entry of Chris Godwin that with the Buccaneers postseason's hopes are over? I think it's not an overreaction. I think it's time to panic. So let's go ahead and jump into the comments. Let's jump into the comments to see what the people are saying. James Franken, Mike Evans was injured too. Yes, Mike Evans he hurt his hamstring on Tuesdays or Wednesday practice of last week, and then re-aggravated it in the end zone touchdown pass that he dropped. So he is listed as day-to-day, but hamstrings are a serious thing, especially for a receiver. We saw Juju, right, hurt his hammy on Wednesday. Everybody said he was good to go for the Chiefs versus the 49ers. Ran one route, planted, and he was out for the whole game. So it could be a lingering injury for Mike Evans. Mark Lewis says this is an overreaction, but it's a big loss for them to be done. So Mark is saying slow it down. Tampa Bay Buccaneers still got Mike Evans. They still got Rashid Weiss. They still got Baker Mayfield. They still got an offense that's putting up a lot of points. But Mark, what you don't understand is the reason why that offense is putting up a lot of points. The reason why the offense is doing its thing is because Chris Godwin allows teams to not double Mike Evans. It allows teams to not be able to stack the box. It allows teams to have to worry about everybody on the field. Because if you double up Mike Evans, Chris Godwin has the ability to go off. If you double team Godwin, Mike Evans has the ability to go off. If you say we're going to bail out and stop the pass and force the run, Rashid Weiss has the ability to really bring those guys back up in there. And it all starts with Chris Godwin. So now that Chris Godwin is out, you can double Mike Evans. You can worry about stopping the run. And, we'll let the 5th and 6th string receivers try to beat us. Good luck with that. I don't know. James West says, with Godwin down? No. But no Godwin or Evans cooked. So you guys are thinking, even though Chris Godwin is out, the Buccaneers can still make a postseason run. Still can win the division. Still can win a wild card game. a divisional game. I don't think you guys are putting much stock into Chris Godwin. He is the X factor on this team. He is good. He is good. He is good. And Derek says, nah. Baker knows how to spread the love. He knows how to spread the love because Chris Godwin it gives you single coverage across the field. He gives you the ability to have single coverage on Mike Evans. Has the ability to not have to worry about Otten, right? I don't know. Baker Dangerfield not down. Baker Mayfield is a dog. Baker Mayfield is a top 10 quarterback in the league. But he wasn't a top 10 quarterback for the Browns. He wasn't a top 10 quarterback for the Panthers or like of the Rams. Granted, he didn't get like time, but ever since in Bucs, he's a top 10 quarterback. Thanks to Chris Godwin. Mark Lewis thinks they'll go after Cooper Kupp. I didn't even think about Cooper Kupp, but he's injury prone, plague too, right? He seems to have a lot of injuries. I don't know if it's just his use or his size or what, but he gets injured a lot. But Laura says panic mode needs to be activated. Yeah, it does. Panic. Chris Godwin is the X factor, I think. And I don't see any way that I can be wrong on this. The Bucs need to be hitting the trade market. They need to be on the phone with the Jags or the Titans right now. Christian Kirk would be a great addition. Even I think he has like a $15 million salary cap hit. Now, we all know salary cap is fake, but Christian Kirk would be a great addition to Godwin. And then when Godwin comes back, healthy Mike Evans for next season, slow it down, baby. James Frank says, make that rookie that ran the reverse of superstar. What rookie are we talking about here, James? Are we talking about the rookie that's on the IR now? Let me look, because I don't know the receivers. Was it Sterling Shepard? I believe that's who you're referring to. Sterling Shepard? No, it's not Sterling Shepard. I don't know. I don't know. What, Trey Palmer? I mean, he's a second-year player. I don't know who you're talking about, James. I don't know. I think the only rookie that we're thinking of is Cameron Johnson, which he is on the IR, and Jarrett's on the IR too. They're both rookies. But let me know. Mark Lewis says Kupp is available and he could replace Godwin without a problem, and as he could. But is the salary cap there? We've seen Amari Cooper and Devontae Adams go for a third-round pick. Both of them. Are the Rams willing to part ways with just a third-round pick with their number one guy, Cooper Kupp? Or are the Rams in complete rebuild mode? Yeah, take a third-round pick. That would be perfect. I agree. Laura Johnson says, Baker Mayfield was a top 10 quarterback throughout at OU. Tyreek Hill to the Bucs. What would it take for the Miami Dolphins to give up a player like Tyreek Hill? Obviously, the Buccaneers would have to finagle a lot of contracts to get his da-da-da bills in there. But, I don't know. That would be interesting. Definitely don't see it happening. James West says Bucky Irving to fill Chris Godwin's spot as a running back? Potentially. Mark Lewis says, and Baker Mayfield took a garbage Browns team to the playoffs. He did. With a torn rotator cuff too, right? Or was it rotator cuff or AC joint? Can't remember. But yeah, Baker Mayfield is a dog. But guys, is it time to panic in Tampa Bay with Chris Godwin going down? Overreaction or underreaction? Next up, San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco 49ers also have the injury bug hitting them as well. Brandon Ayuk will miss the rest of the season with the ACL/MCL tear. Deebo Samuels is in the hospital with pneumonia, which is fluids on the lungs. CMC is still not been on the practice field. Should be back in sometime mid-November, we're hearing. But every time they talk it gets pushed way back. So, guys, Is it an overreaction to say the Super Bowl window for the San Francisco 49ers has now officially been closed? Guys, like Chris Godwin, Brandon Ayuk is the X factor for the San Francisco 49ers. Losing Brandon Ayuk to the ACL/MCL tear is a huge loss. This might even be a bigger loss than CMC, to be honest. And when we look at the Super Bowl window, it was starting to close as is, because Brock Purdy is going to get that big contract. Per overthecap.com, he is expected to make around $65 million per season, about a 5-year, $325 million contract. Now, he does have 1 year left on his 4-year rookie deal, which is good news, because in 2025 and 2026, there's not a free agent, really big name quarterback out there besides Tua, so that market should be right about stable. But the 49ers do have a lot of signings that are going to have to happen in 25 and 26. They got Ward is up for a contract in 25. Kinlaw is up for a contract. Debo, Kittle, Leonard Floyd, Jawan Jennings, Juszczyk, just to name a few, are all due for contracts. They are going to have to pay a lot of money to keep this team around. And losing a player like Brandon Ayuk sucks right now. So is it an overreaction with the loss of Brandon Ayuk this season? It is safe to say that the Super Bowl window is officially closed for the San Francisco 49ers as a team currently constructed. I'm going to say, guys, this is not an overreaction. This is not an overreaction in San Francisco. The NFC gap has closed. Before the last few seasons, we were talking about how great the San Francisco 49ers, how great Kyle Shanahan was as a coach, about how they were heads and shoulders over everybody. Since then, that gap has closed. We're talking about the Detroit Lions now. We're talking about the Minnesota Vikings now. We're talking about the Washington Commanders, the Green Bay Packers, and they're all better than the San Francisco 49ers right now. They have not only caught up, but they have surpassed them. And let's not forget about the NFC West still. The Seahawks, the Rams, the Cardinals, they're all improving each and every week. They're all getting healthy. They're all getting right. They're catching up to the 49ers as well. Hell, you can't even sleep on the Bucs, Falcons, Saints, or even the Eagles right now. Hell, you might even throw the Chicago Bears in there too. Everybody in the NFC has caught up to the 49ers, if not surpassed them. Playing deep into the playoffs year after year after year has definitely caught up to the San Francisco 49ers. They have a lot more miles on the tread than most of the teams in the NFC. And getting to the big game, not once, but twice, and losing twice sucks. Makes those offseason workouts a little bit harder, making coming back the next season just a little bit harder. And let's not forget that Kyle Shanahan is 0-40, 0 wins, 40 losses when he has an 8-point deficit or more going into the fourth quarter. That has to change. So, guys, I think personally that the San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl window has officially closed. As a team currently constructed, it has officially closed. With CMC, with George Kittle, with Kinlaw, Charvarius Ward, all those guys, this team needs a shake up. They need to get in the crystal ball and shake it up and pull out some new heads. They should have traded Brandon Ayuk when they had the chance. They probably going to trade Debo when he comes for like a contract in 2026. They need to get back on the rookie deals, and they need to win it then. So, guys, is it an overreaction to say that the San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl window has officially closed? Let me know. James Frank says, nah, that injury was the year after the little playoff run. Not who you're talking about. Mark Lewis from Facebook.com/man-hour says they are finished. No playoffs this season. James Frank says it is not an overreaction. It is time to panic for the 49ers. It is time to panic. I agree. Derek says, I was saying this about the Buffalo Bills to start the season, but they didn't have that extra drama San Francisco has going on. They looked bad against Kansas City. And to be honest, Derek, they didn't look terrible against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are just that much better, right? The Kansas City Chiefs have a better defense. They have a better coaching staff. They have a better offense. But what sucks for the 49ers was Debo played, 2 plays and then left the game sick. He's obviously in the hospital now. Brandon Ayuk goes down in the second quarter maybe with that torn ACL. So, and then Jawan Jennings was already out. So this is your receiver core. You have a rookie receiver that this was his first game after suffering the gunshot wound to his chest back in training camp, and 3 no-name receivers that I don't know who they are. So they're going to double George Kittle, let Mason get his right, and they're just in a bad situation. They are injured and they're tired, and this season is going to be a wash, and next season everybody's going to be on a contract year, and they're going to be playing their balls out, trying to get paid, not worrying about the team aspect. So it is tough to be a 49ers fan right now. Laura says the 49ers fell apart after the Super Bowl last season. It doesn't help that they had all the offseason drama too, right? Brandon Ayuk wanted to be traded / get a deal. Didn't he hold out the first game or 2 games of the season? No, I lied. He signed like the 2 days before the season started, right? CMC, all training camp. Oh, he has a slight calf injury. If it was regular season, he would play. Yada. Well, it turns out he has a double Achilles tendonitis. Lying to us, right? George Kittle really hasn't looked that great this season. Hell, I don't think he has a touchdown this season. The 49ers are just they're not doing well. James Frank says poor Kittle. I kind of like George. I kind of like him, but it is what it is. Laura says, I love watching him play. I feel bad he is in this situation he is in. Come over to the Kansas City Chiefs, George. We'll get you a ring. And Laura says he set out all of training camp meeting Brandon Ayuk. So, guys, is it an overreaction to say that the San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl window is officially shut as a team currently constructed? Let me know in the comments below. Now, next up, we got to talk about those Las Vegas Raiders. We got to talk about the dysfunctioning of the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, as you guys know, Adrian O'Connell is out for a minimum of 6 weeks with a broken thumb. Earlier today, the Raiders signed quarterback Desmond Ridder off the Carolina Cardinals practice squad. AOC is on the IR, and Gardner Minshew has been named the starter for the 3rd time this season. Now, guys, is it to say it is an overreaction to say that the Raiders is it an overreaction to say that the Raiders will start Desmond Ridder at some point this season? A little backstory of Desmond Ridder before we get too carried away. Desmond Ridder was drafted by the Falcons back in 2022 in the 3rd round. He played for Cincinnati. He is a local here in Louisville, Kentucky. Went to Trinity High School, actually. His rookie season, he played plus 4 games. He went 2-2 for throwing just over 700 yards for 2 touchdowns. His second year, he came in, started 15 games, went 6-7 as a starter. Threw for 2,800 yards passing, 12 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. This offseason, he was traded to the Arizona Cardinals for Rondé Moore after the Arizona Cardinals colluded and got Kirk Cousins in free agency. Now, I think with proper coaching, proper training, a proper system, Desmond Ridder could be a decent quarterback in the NFL. But the question is it an overreaction to say that Desmond Ridder will start for the Las Vegas Raiders at some point this season? Guys, this is not an overreaction. This is not an overreaction because simply right now the Raiders are a sinking ship. The Raiders are throwing spaghetti at a wall and hoping that something sticks. AP is losing the locker room. Coaching has been bad at best. The players don't want to play for them. So throwing in a new quarterback, might give them just a little bit of spark. Insert Andy Dalton and the Carolina Panthers, right? He offered that little bit of spark. Now, at this point, it can't hurt. Put in Trey Lance. Put in Desmond Ridder. Hell, call Rich Gannon from the booth. I don't care. At some point, he is going to start. This is not an overreaction. But the Raiders do have a tough schedule coming up. They play the Chiefs in week 8. They play the Bengals. Then they got a bye week. And then out of the bye week, they play the Miami Dolphins, Broncos, and Chiefs, and Bucs. Let me ask you guys this question. Do you guys remember in June when I said, hey, Raiders are probably going to have 8 or 9 losses in a row this season? And you all laughed at me. All you Raiders fans were pissed off. All you Raiders fans, oh, it's a homer, it's whatever. 3 losses in a row right now, Raiders fans. 3 losses in a row. You've already benched Gardner Minshew once. Brought him back in. Benched him again. Brought him back in. Third time's not going to be the charm. Chiefs, Bengals, loss. Coming out of bye week, Desmond Ridder starter. Miami Dolphins lost. Broncos lost. Chiefs lost. Bucs lost. That's 9 losses in a row. Sounding more and more plausible as we talk about it, huh, guys? So is it an overreaction or an underreaction that Desmond Ridder will start at some point this season for the Las Vegas Raiders? Laura Johnson says, why? Why? Because the Raiders have nothing. Devontae Adams is gone. Jacoby Myers is injured. Max Crosby is injured, right? The only thing they have right now is White and Brock Bowers. Defense is suspect at best. James says, nope, he'll start at some point. And I think it'll be after the bye week. I think Gardner Minshew will play this week versus the Chiefs. Next week versus the Bengals. Probably be benched. Insert Desmond Ridder second half of the Bengals game. Go into the bye week. Give him a full 2 weeks off. Bada bing, bada boom. Insert starter versus the Miami Dolphins for the rest of the season. Adrian O'Connell will be on IR for 6 weeks, probably minimum. He's done for the season. Yeah. James West says, oh, they throwing something against the wall. All right, but it ain't spaghetti. They're just going to the buffet at Golden Corral, and they're something stick. Trey, Desmond, Mason Rudolph, somebody stick. Somebody get us out of this 9-game losing streak that's going to happen. Chicken Wing says, how do we stop the refs from helping the Chiefs? The refs are not helping the Chiefs. It's simple as that. The refs are not helping the Chiefs. Stop it with that shit. Stupid, Chicken Wing. Chicken Wing, kicking it with my homies, elbow macaroni. Derek says, no, it's not an overreaction. It is not. That game looked better with OC in the box, not on the field, which is crazy. I didn't watch the Raiders game, but I can see it's stupid. Laura says revoke the rest of the Las Vegas season and they can try again next season. Not wrong. Las Vegas Raiders are just not very good, guys. I hate to beat a dead horse, but I told you so. I told you so. And Chicken Wing says, don't you remember the Falcons game? I seen the refs make a judgment call, and the judgment call went against the Falcons, and people raised hell. Did you see the Texas-Georgia game? A judgment call was made, it was overturned, and people raised hell. Stop it, Chicken Wing. Stop it. Actually, Chicken Wing, I got something for you here. Did you know that the refs are graded on every play? Not every flag, not every game, but every play. Somebody sits down and watches the referees every play and grades them every play. As far as the positioning, as far as the calls, as far as what they see, as far as what they're doing. 6 or 7 referees are graded each and every play. And all of them have a passing grade of 95% or greater. Those are the worst of the worst, are 95% referees, meaning that 5% of the time they're either A, in the wrong position, miss a call, or do something wrong. 5% of the time in an NFL game. Those are the worst of the worst. So to say that the referees are helping them do this, the referees are helping them do that, stop it. The referees are graded and they're top notch. You are just mad because judgment calls are not going your way. Judgment calls are going against your team. That's just what it is. It's a judgment call. That's why they took out pass interference of the replay booth, because it's a judgment call. You can literally have pass interference or holding on each and every play. Illegal hands to the face, each and every play. But it's a judgment call. They're letting them play. They're letting them do this. They're letting them do that, right? The Kansas City Chiefs are actually one of the highest penalized teams in the NFL. It is what it is. But the referees are great. 95% of the time, they are making the correct calls. They're in the correct positions. They are doing everything correct. 95% of the time. That 5% of the time is the bottom tier of the referees. So like 10 of them are missing some judgment or like in the wrong positions, right? And even then, they're still doing a hell of a job. Better than you, better than me, better than high school, better than college. There's a reason why they're the best of the best referees. Because they're out there doing work. So stop it with that. Stop it with that, chicken wing. Stop it with that. James West says the only thing going for the Raiders is Vegas. The way Antonio Pierce is coaching, would anybody besides be surprised if we found him betting against the team? Probably not wrong. Antonio Pierce right now is losing that locker room, losing the team. And I hate to say I told you so, Raiders fans. I hate to say I told you so. Laura wants to be a referee. No, you don't, Laura. It is a tough, tough job. It is a tough, tough job. Even if you do it right, there's people like Chicken Wing. They're saying you suck. Being a referee's tough. I did it for like a 7th, 8th grade game. Even that's tough. It's tough. But guys, we are out for today. That is it for today's show. I'll be on tonight with Detroit Lions talk here tonight. I'll air it on our YouTube and Facebook channel. It's not my show. I'm simply just a guest. But I will air it on like our show just so you guys can see what's going on the other side of the world. But this has been live, raw, uncut NFL talk, guys. Every Monday through Friday, 2:30 East Coast time until otherwise said. Until then, we out.